First Kings covers 120 years period from the beginning of Solomon's reign in 971 BC through Ahaziah's reign ending in 851 BC. The most important date in the book of First Kings is 931 BC. And what happened in 931 BC, this is the year that the United Kingdom became divided. And you had the 10.5 northern tribes of Israel, and then the 1.5 tribes in the southern kingdom of Judah. The four major events in the book of First Kings are the death of David, the reign of Solomon, the division of the kingdom, and the ministry of Elijah. So because of disobedience and idolatry and ungodliness, the northern kingdom of Israel is going to be taken into captivity in Assyria in 722 BC. And in 586 BC, which is over 135 years later, Babylon is going to come in and take Judah into captivity because of the same sins of idolatry, disobedience, and ungodliness. The first half of the book of First Kings details the life of King Solomon. And we see here that when David is about to die, Adonijah, who is now the oldest son after the death of Amnon and Absalom, assumes that he's going to be automatically the king. So Prophet Nathan goes to David and tells David that Adonijah has anointed himself king. So David acts very quickly and directs that Solomon be anointed the king of Israel. When Solomon becomes king, God comes to him and says, request anything that you want and I will give it to you. And in 1 Kings 3:9, Solomon says, therefore give to your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and evil, for who is able to judge this great people of yours? And so Solomon becomes king and God gives him wisdom. And we see in chapter 5 and 6, they build this magnificent temple for the Lord. So the divided kingdom brought about two nations and two sets of kings. And then there was continual strife and conflicts between these two kingdoms, and some of it resulting into civil war between the two nations. And of course, the northern kingdom of Israel is plagued with apostasy. And of all the northern and southern kings listed in 1 Kings, only Asa and Jehoshaphat do what is right in God's eyes. So I want to ask you to do this assignment. Go and read 1 Kings chapter 15, verse 9 to 24. And just kind of familiarize yourself with Asa, because he is an important king in the southern kingdom. And also Jehoshaphat in 22:41 to 50, and just study him. So all these kings are they're gonna be 40 kings in total, 39 kings and one queen that is gonna rule for a little bit. It will be good for you to know the major kings. So in 1 Kings, study Asa and Jehoshaphat, who are the two good kings in the book of 1 Kings. So that is a summary of 1 Kings, and I hope that is helpful.